हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक। जैसे कि अगर लास्ट क्लास में हम लोग पढ़ा था कि देखे थे कि हम लोग वेरिएबल देखे थे, नॉर्मल वेरिएबल देखे थे, फिर उसके बाद हमने देखा था शेयर्ड वेरिएबल देखे थे। नॉर्मल हमने देखे थे कि नॉर्मल वेरिएबल जैसे हम लिखते हैं कि डिक्लेयर इंट var इक्वल टू इंट टाइप और कुछ वैल्यूज, तो नॉर्मल वेरिएबल हो गया। और नॉर्मल वेरिएबल जो होता है वो वैलिड हम तीनों लेवल में होता है, अगर या तो स्कीमा लेवल हो, या तो वो मॉड्यूल लेवल हो, या तो वो क्या बोलते हैं हम, ऐसे उसको बोलते हैं, या तो फंक्शन लेवल हो, कोई भी लेवल में वैलिड होता है। उसके बाद हमने देखा था कि कैसे शेयर्ड वेरिएबल यूज करते हैं। शेयर्ड वेरिएबल में हम लोग क्या करते हैं, कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन को कैच के रूप में स्टोर करते हैं। फिर कैच को क्लियर करने के लिए हम दो तरीका देखा था। एक तरीका था हम लोग क्या, अ, या तो एग्जीक्यूशन ग्रुप एप्लीकेशन या मैसेज फ्लो को रिलोड करें, या तो हम रिडिप्लॉय करें। उसके अलावा दूसरा तरीका था मेरा को, या तो हम डायरेक्टली दूसरा एक फ्लो क्रिएट करके ट्रिगर कर दें, तो उससे कैच क्लियर हो जाएगा। उसका हमने देखा था कि कैच, उसमें भी एक इशू था कि कैच को क्लियर करने में इन बिटवीन अगर कैच को क्लियर कर दे रहा तो इशू हो जा रहा है, तो उसको सॉल्व करने हमने देखा था एटॉमिक ब्लॉक क्या होता है। ओके, तो यहाँ तक हमने प्रीवियस क्लास में हम लोग देखा था। नाउ इस क्लास में हम उसी को एक्सटेंड करते हुए वेरिएबल के तीसरा टाइप को, वेरिएबल को बेसिकली तीन टाइप का होता है, नॉर्मल, शेयर्ड, और तीसरा जो होता है एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल होता है। तो हम लोग एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल देखने वाले हैं कि इस सीरीज में क्या होता है। ओके, तो एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल जो है एक वेरिएबल है जो कि इट इज वैलिड फॉर द ऑल, मतलब ये जो है कैच के रूप में नहीं है कि रिलोड करोगे तो क्लियर हो जाएगा। ये हमेशा के लिए फुल लाइफ टाइम के, दिस इज टू द इंटायर लाइफ टाइम ऑफ द मैसेज फ्लो एंड विजुअल टू ऑल द मैसेज पासिंग थ्रू द मैसेज फ्लो। मतलब ये जो होता है इंटायर, अगर लेट मी गो थ्रू सम डेफिनिशंस, दिस एग्जिस्ट फॉर द इंटायर लाइफ ऑफ द मैसेज फ्लो एंड आर विजिबल टू ऑल द मैसेज पासिंग थ्रू मैसेज फ्लो। मतलब ये जो होता है नहीं कि मतलब टेम्पोररी के लिए स्टोर नहीं होता है, ये जो है तो हमेशा के लिए स्टोर होता है। मतलब वैल्यू जो स्टोर हो गया वो हमेशा के लिए स्टोर हो गया, इसको चेंज नहीं कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। तो उसका बात करते हैं इसको डिक्लेयर कैसे करते हैं। डिक्लेयर करने के लिए जो है इसको जो है फंक्शन लेवल पे डिक्लेयर नहीं कर सकते तुम, या तो मॉड्यूल लेवल पर, तो स्कीमा लेवल पर। मतलब तुम या तो अगर बोले तो या तो तुम इसको ओपन दैट, या तो तुम या तो इसको यहाँ डिक्लेयर कर सकते हो, या तो तुम इसको यहाँ डिक्लेयर कर सकते हो। ओके, इसको जो फंक्शन लेवल पे तुम डिक्लेयर नहीं कर सकते हो। ओके, तो दूसरा बात हो गया है। नेक्स्ट जो है कि इसको जो है डिक्लेयर करने के लिए क्या होता है, डिक्लेयर जो होता है सिमिलरली जैसे हमने अभी तक शेयर डिक्लेयर किए हुए वेरिएबल नेम, उसका से यहाँ पहले हम शेयर लिखे थे, यहाँ पर एक्सटर्नल होगा उसका से डाटा टाइप। ठीक है, ठीक है। दूसरी चीज में एक पॉइंट बात कर रखने इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है कि अगर शेयर्ड वेरिएबल जो है क्या होता है, हम लोग कुछ इनिशियली देखो इनिशियलाइज कुछ वैल्यू नहीं किए। ओके, एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल में इनिशियली कुछ ना कुछ आपको वैल्यू को इनिशियलाइज करना पड़ेगा। पॉइंट नंबर वन टू बी नोटेड, इन एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल यू नीड टू इनिशियलाइज सम वैल्यू। ओके, नहीं करोगे तो वो कुछ एरर देगा। ठीक है, दूसरा बात है इस शेयर्ड वेरिएबल में हम लोग जो है रेफरेंस रो टाइप डाटा को हम स्टोर नहीं कर सकते। वी कैन नॉट स्टोर रेफरेंस, वी कैन नॉट स्टोर रो, वी कैन नॉट इंटरवल, इस तरह के डाटा को हम लोग स्टोर नहीं कर सकते। और इसका बात आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा। अगर इसको अगर कोई बोले यूजर डिफाइंड प्रॉपर्टीज, तो उसका मतलब मान लो कि ये एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल बात कर रहा है, तो एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल इज आल्सो नोन एज यूजर डिफाइंड प्रॉपर्टीज। So let me declare and show you how matlab, it looks like. Okay, so let me first clear the flow, the previous code. Now it is clear. Now it's clear. Now let me clear this one. So here I'm going to show in two way. Okay, first what we are going to do, we are going to declare the some external variable, and we will set the value against the properties, and we will see how it's working. Okay, second, there are some predefined properties. If you see if a particular MQ input node, these are the defined properties. Okay, so we can also use in external variable. How we can use these properties also. Let me show how it works. Okay, one by one. Okay, there are basically two way we can use this. Let me first declare the external variable. Declare. Okay, declare. Let me write some image here. Here. Okay, so say some external type I am giving it. Okay, understand? I am giving it is a type of character that will char. Okay. let me initially by the something. Okay, so I have just declared a character type. Initially I have assigned no value against it, so I have decided null value against it, blank value, no value, null value. Okay, so if I do not assign something value here, then it will not give error. You can see there is no error showing here now. But once you are going to deploy, it will show some error. That will I will also show you. Don't need to worry. So external variable, you need to initially assign value is necessary. एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल में जो है इनिशियली वैल्यू को असाइन करना नेसेसरी है. ओके, नाउ लेट मी शो यू. ओके, let me how set. Now I want to set some value in I want to set some value in the output. Okay, let me output XML dot data. Against that I want to set the value of the char. Now, what I am doing, I am just declaring a external variable whose variable name is char. Okay. Against that, in output node I am just printing the value of char. Okay, now this can be we can achieve by the normal variable. What is the benefits of using this? Main thing is agenda is this. सेम काम को हम नॉर्मल वेरिएबल से कर सकते हैं कि डिक्लेयर कर सकते हैं कैरेक्टर टाइप एक वेरिएबल, उसका वैल्यू को हम आउटपुट में प्रिंट कर सकते हैं. बट इसका फायदा क्या है, फायदा भी पता चलेगा थोड़ी देर बाद. दिस थिंग as we are declaring external variable, that this thing we need to define in the user defined property also. Okay, so if you go to message flow, okay, if you go to here, there is some user defined properties. There is a graph, and beside that there is a user defined. Here basically we need to define the external variable. Okay, so let me define that. See here the basic. Under this you can just click on properties. There is property 1, and in properties what are the basically variable name you need to write here. Let me in property write that. Here you can write anything as you wish. You write that some like that mandatory value. Okay. I have written like that mandatory value, something like that. So I have just declared a char var, and against that I have given a value as a mandatory value. Now the thing is that what is the benefit we have? Okay, now this thing also I need to define in the properties file. Okay, so I have just created a properties file, this one, and let me define this and as a value as a let me example business is expecting D0 40. Now business is current value D0 40. This is okay. Okay. Now what is the benefit of using the properties file, and why we are using properties file, and why we have defined here. Yeah, all things questions came into mind because this is first thing first time you are also seeing. एक चीज देखो, जैसे हम एक्सप्लेन करते हैं. हमने क्या किया, एक कैरेक्टर टाइप वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर किया, उसको एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल माना टाइप में. उसके हमने क्या किया, आउटपुट में हम प्रिंट करा रहे हैं D040. ओके, और ये वैल्यू जो है कैर भर ले रहे हैं. फर्दर हम कैर वैर को डिफाइन कर दिया है यूजर डिफाइन में. कैर वैर को मैंड वैल्यू से, फिर मैंड वैल्यू को हमने D040 लिख दिया है प्रॉपर्टीज में. इससे फायदा क्या हुआ कि अभी टेबल का अभी बिजनेस बोल रहा है कि मेरे को बिजनेस कि डाटा के अगेंस्ट जो वैल्यू चाहिए वो चाहिए D040। कल जाके बिज़नेस बोलता है कि नहीं हम डाटा के अगेंस्ट वैल्यू चाहिए क्या 40 D040 जो हमको D041 चाहिए। देन व्हाट विल वी डू? हमको अगेन कोड में चेंज करना पड़ेगा। अगर इसको हम यहाँ पर कैर वैर ना लिख कर इसको अगर हम यहाँ पर हार्ड कोडिंग करते हैं लाइक लाइक कि यहाँ पर अगर हम D040 लिखते हैं हार्ड कोडिंग के रूप में, ओके। देन क्या होता? देन ये मेरे पास जो है बिज़नेस जो है क्या बोलता? ये फिर बोलता है कि मेरे पास D040 चाहिए। कल परसों जाके वो D041 बोले, कल जाके मैं बोले कि नहीं हमको समथिंग कॉल चाहिए, तो बोले कि नहीं हमको चाहिए XYZ वैल्यू चाहिए, ओके। कुछ भी बोल सकता है बिज़नेस, वो नहीं बोले कोई अलग-अलग वैल्यू चाहिए। तो हमको बार-बार अगर इसको हम हार्ड कोडिंग कर देते हैं देन इट विल बी इश्यू। और हमको बिज़नेस को बार-बार मतलब फेस करना पड़ेगा। हमको क्या करना है बार-बार कोड को चेंज करना पड़ेगा। चेंज चेंजिंग कोड इज़ नॉट अ गुड थिंग। You need to make a code as simple as so that you don't need to change the code. You just try to minimize the changing code, okay? To overcome this issue हमने जो है जस्ट इसको हमने एक वेरिएबल से साइन कर दिया, ओके। इसके बाद से हमने क्या करेंगे, जैसे बिज़नेस बोलता है कि बिज़नेस हमको कि D040 अभी है, अभी करंटली यहाँ पर वैसे लिखे है D040 मेंट वैल्यू का बेस्ट। बिज़नेस बोलता है कि नहीं हमको D041 चाहिए, जस्ट हम यहाँ पर इस प्रॉपर्टीज फाइल में D041 चेंज कर देंगे। जैसे ही यहाँ पर D041 चेंज करेंगे तो ये जो है यहाँ पर चेंज हो जाएगा। ये मेंड वैल्यू क्या है? मेंड वैल्यू जो है D041 हो जाएगा। मेंड वैल्यू किसको अगेंस्ट है? मेंड वैल्यू अगेंस्ट है कैर वैर किसके अगेंस्ट है? कैर वैर यहाँ पर है। यहाँ पर जाकर D041 हो जाएगा। फिर कल जाकर बिज़नेस बोलता है कि नहीं हमको यहाँ पर XYZ वैल्यू चाहिए, ओके। व्हाट विल यू डू? व्हाट विल हैपन? यहाँ पर XYZ जैसे ही बिज़नेस बोलता है तो हम यहाँ पर XYZ चेंज करेंगे। XYZ जैसे ही चेंज हुआ तो यहाँ पर जाके ये वैल्यू मेंड वैल्यू चेंज हो गया, यहाँ पर XYZ हो गया। XYZ किस अगेंस्ट है? कैर वैर के अगेंस्ट है, तो यहाँ पर XYZ हो जाएगा। XYZ कैर वैर कहाँ यूज़ है? कैर वैर यहाँ पर यूज़ है, तो यहाँ पे XYZ हो जाएगा, ओके। अब इस फाइल को हम कैसे यूज़ करें? ये फाइल है प्रॉपर्टीज फाइल है। जब भी हम बार फाइल क्रिएट करेंगे तो इसको बार फाइल को ओवरराइड करते हैं। तो किसी भी अगर बार फाइल को ओवरराइड कर दोगे तो प्रॉपर्टीज को हम ओवरराइड कर सकते हैं। किसी भी अगर एग्जिस्टिंग बार फाइल है मतलब व्हाट इज़ बार फाइल? बार फाइल एक ऐसा मतलब फाइल है जहाँ पर जो है किसी भी एप्लीकेशन का प्रॉपर्टीज को तब हम लोग मतलब एक फाइल के रूप में बना सकते हैं, ठीक है? उसमें जो है हम इसमें क्या करेंगे, इस वैल्यू से इस प्रॉपर्टीज वैल्यू से हम इसको क्या करेंगे रिप्लेस कर देंगे। मतलब इस प्रॉपर्टीज वैल्यू को हम क्या करेंगे इम्प्लीमेंट कर देंगे। तो अब जहाँ-जहाँ हम लोग जहाँ-जहाँ मतलब क्या बोलते हैं मैंड वैल्यू होगा उसके अगेंस्ट जो हम लोग जो है जहाँ-जहाँ कैर वैर होगा कैर वैर के अगेंस्ट जो हम D040 वैल्यू बेसिकली असाइन कर देंगे, ओके। फिर D041 मतलब D0 जैसे हमको इसको सिर्फ प्रॉपर्टी फाइल को ओवरराइट करते रहेंगे मेरा जो है एप्लीकेशन वर्किंग फाइन रहेगा। तो होप ये आपको गॉट किया हो मतलब आप समझ में आया हो। लेट मी शो यू इन द रियल वे, ओके। ये मेरे से कंप्लीट हो चुका है। नाउ लेट मी क्लियर द एप्लीकेशन, ओपन द एप्लीकेशन अगेन। You can see सेम वैल्यू को यहाँ पर कैप है, ओके। नाउ लेट मी शो यू। ऑलरेडी मेरे पास ये बार फाइल है तो लेट मी बिल्ड एंड सेव द IIB डिपेंडेंट बार फाइल इसी द बार फाइल उसके लिए है। लेट मी बिल्ड एंड सेव द बार फाइल। I have built सेव द बार फाइल, ओके। बिफोर दैट जस्ट 1 minute। नाउ what we need to do, we need to just override the properties. This property I need to override in the bar file. So this bar file I need to override, okay. So let me find the what is the location of this bar file. So just right click on the bar file and go to properties, okay. This is basically the bar file location. See under that user, under that learner pass official, under that IBM, under that IIB10, then workspace, then bar file, then there is a bar file IIB variable. If you let me go that to location, you see I've gone see user location IBM. So you can see same location. Under that you can see this is the basically my bar file. Currently we have that this is the bar file. Okay. Let me open the bar file and see what is the property currently we have. Let me copy the bar file and let me basically this location I don't have much permission, so let me go paste it here. Okay. Let me unzip it to see the property what is present inside it, okay. I've just extracted this. Now let me one side this again unzip this Okay, I have unzipped this. Let me go inside this, not this. Go inside this and this. You see, there is a broker XML file present inside the application. Okay, and open that. If you see, currently the value against the char var is and value. Okay, now against the you can see that var in that I have given here. You see again the q it is var in. Okay, everything you can see here. You can see again against that against the char var you can see that I have defined char var. Against this the char var we have declared, and against the char var we are setting value, and you can see here I have defined the char var value is man value. Char var value is the man value. Now once we override the properties, what will be to happen? Once you override the property, the value will man value will be changed by the once you override the property, man value will be changed by d040, and this will print in the output. Okay, this will have. Okay, once we change the property, value will be changed by the d040. Okay, so this is the basically called broker XML file. Under that, all the properties of the that application flow will be written here. You can see it is the output. It's output.q, that is var.out. Same thing you can see here also in the message flow. Same thing. Just let me show you. Okay. You can see same thing in the var.out, the output.q. So now our target is to change the manned value to d0 manned value to d040 by overriding this file. Okay, for that I am going to use the console, because we need to override the properties. Okay, this is the basically console where we can do some commanding or do writing some commanding. So we have a command called mqsibar override. You can do that mqsibar override. This help us to override the bar file. Okay, so let me do mqsi bar over mqsi apply bar override. Okay, now after that I need to give the minus b bar file name. Basically bar file, whatever the bar file location against that you have to give. Basically bar file location and bar file name both you need to give. This is my bar file location. Okay, right, after that I need to give the bar file name, what I am going to execute. Okay, so this is my bar file name, right? Let me copy that bar file name and give here. Okay. Now after that, what property you want to override? Okay, you need to give here the minus p and the property 9. Basically I want to override man value by 40. I just saved the file in a file IIB dev app, and that properties file you can see same file is present here. Okay, in the same location. Okay, IIB dev app property file. This file you can see same value. So I want to this. I have just written one thing, man value d040. Okay, this thing I am going to override. Okay, now thing is that one point you need to take, the location of the var file and the property file should be same. Point to be noted. तो var file को location और property file का location same होना चाहिए. So let me just copy from here itself. Okay, let me copy till now, till here. Okay, then let me put here, and after that let me write the property file name. This is my file name. After that minus r, that is the command. My command has been completed. My mqsiapplybaroverride override minus b bar file name location basically with the name, and minus b uh, bar file properties and minus r. Basically why I am writing location, because I am in different location. If I am in that location and I am working, then it is no necessity to write the location. Okay, let me override the property. Now it will take few seconds because it is taking overriding the bar file. Okay, you see here, let me check. Applying bar override, I'm ignoring the this property, this Okay, not sure it was override or not. You can check also it was override or not. How can we can check? Let me you can mqsi bar over mqsi read bar, sorry, mqsi read bar minus p bar file name, copy that, and minus r, which override or not. It still not override it, and there is some issue happening. Let's see what is the issue basically happened. What has happened? Okay, just 1 minute. Let me check. Apply ignoring the property value this in this. Okay, the value this was ignored because it was not correspond to this property. That can be used now. It can correct. Okay, there's some wrong thing happened. Let me check it. What is wrong happened? I just try to. There was basically what happened. Uh, there was before that I have just created one application that I have used the IIB app dev app dot properties. You can see here IIB. There is also application I have IIB dev app. Okay, under that I have used that property IIB dev app properties. Okay, so I tried to write some value that mandatory 40 inside that and try to save it, but somehow it is not taking, because you can see if it is I am opening here, it is taking this value. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me create a new file of the for property file. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me just one thing. Let me copy this value and get the new file, and let me keep this file into the same location where I have that one. Same location. We go to that location. Okay. Now let me write the same then IB app variable dot property. I just created it. Okay, I just created a property. You can see IB app save that variable dot per bar. Where is my property file? Where it is created? IB app variable dot. Is saved to different location. Okay, try to save it again. Save as location. Let me try one more time. But I need this into here. Name different thing. Basically, I don't have permission to create it. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me save it to different location, and after that what we will do, we'll copy from there and copy paste to here. That will be another good options. So let me do one thing. Let me copy this look, not this look, this, and let me create to and location this. Now let me create here. Okay, we'll do one thing. Try to create something. Now let me here. Okay. So, okay. I just created a different location. Right. Now let me copy from that location itself. That location. That is the XML and next one. And here there is a property file. Right. Let me copy that property file and paste to that location. Continue. Now it will take a second, it will copy it. Now you can see copy now. Like what issue was happening basically? That is the location where we are developing the application. Okay, and this application, this path has been automatically created. Okay, so we don't have much authority to do some amendment to that path. We do not we cannot we are we will not able to create some new thing at that. बेसिकली ये पाथ जो हमारे पास एप्लीकेशन ऑक्युपाई करके रखा है और उसके पास अथॉरिटी करने का, तो हमारे पास अथॉरिटी नहीं है, हम वहाँ पर मॉडिफाई नहीं कर सकते। लेट हम एक चीज़ कर सकते हैं, हम क्या कर सकते हैं, उस पाथ में हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं, कॉपी वैसे दूसरे जगह कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन क्रिएट करके वहाँ पर पेस्ट कर सकते हैं। वहाँ पर कोई नया चीज़ को क्रिएट नहीं कर सकते हैं, बट कॉपी करके कहीं और से पेस्ट कर सकते हैं। दैट थिंग आई हैव डन। तो यहाँ पर इश्यू इसलिए हो रहा था लास्ट टाइम कि हमने जो है पुराना जो है प्रॉपर्टीज यूज़ कर रहे थे और ये प्रॉपर्टीज ऑलरेडी जो है दूसरा एप्लीकेशन मेरा ये जो एप्लीकेशन है ऑक्युपाई करके बैठा हुआ है। तो हम इसलिए लेट मी क्रिएट अ न्यू प्रॉपर्टीज फाइल। हमने एक नया प्रॉपर्टी फाइल क्रिएट किया और लेट मी ओवरराइड इट। ओके, ओवरराइड करके फिर से देखते हैं। मी ओके, नाउ लेट मी चेंज द प्रॉपर्टी फाइल। Me write the new name. Now, now it has been written. Let me try to run it. It this you can see it is applying the power override, replacing one occurrence. This has been replied with D040. Okay? You can see ये जो है मैंड वैल्यू D040 से रिप्लेस हो चुका है। Now if I open again this bar file, let me show you and see this time what was happening. This time you can see in broker alpha file in char var it was showing mand value. Now what happened this time? Let me open again this app and paste to the me paste to the let me create a new folder here again. Let me go inside that. Let me paste it here. Let me unzip it. Okay, let me go inside that. Let me unzip it. This one. Okay. Now let me go. Let go inside this. In this, you can see there is a proper file. Let me open that one. If you see here now in carver what is showing in carver it is showing D040. Right. So now my property has been overridden. Okay? This is the thing what we are doing. Now let's see in the here you can also see same thing. How can we see? Let me okay this same thing from here also. Let me show you. Control C. mqsireadbar minus b bar file name minus. Okay. You see here the char var value. What is the char var value? This is in char var value it is showing D040. Initially you can see above was showing as char var value is a mand value. So what we have done, we have just overridden the value char var with the D040. Okay. So let me again show you what I have done. I have done basically I have just declared external variable and business was expecting this value in the output, that is the char var, and in char var basically what they are expecting that in char var the value जो है value of the might be change some in duration, okay. अभी आए हैं 10 दिन बाद वो चाहते हैं कि D040 या D041 चाहे D042 चाहे D050 चाहिए, इस तरह से वैल्यू दे आर एक्सपेक्टिंग changing time to time, okay. So what we have to do, we have to just go to the message flow, go to user defined properties, you have to just click on this and create a new properties. Under that, what are the external variable you have to give, basically this value we are going to change, and you can write any thing here, basically anything you can write like that value something, कुछ भी anything लिख सकते हो, उस इस जो भी लिखो उसके आगे जो है प्रॉपर्टीज में हम लोग क्या करेंगे, प्रॉपर्टीज फाइल क्रिएट करेंगे, उसके आगे जो वैल्यू हम बेसिकली यहाँ पर चाहते हैं, मैसेज यहाँ पर प्रिंट होना चाहते हैं, वहाँ वैल्यू हम लिख देंगे. What basically we are doing, we are just declaring a external variable. After that, whatever variable we have declared, just write in the properties. Under that, what value we are going to set, just write in the properties file and do override. हमने क्या किया, उसका हमने ओवरराइड यहाँ पर कर दिया. ओवरराइड करने के बाद, बार ओवरराइड करने के बाद यू कैन सी द वैल्यू जो है यहाँ पर पहले एमेंड वैल्यू था ना, ओवरराइड करने के बाद जो है वैल्यू जो मेरे पास वो जो है D040 हो चुका है. सेम थिंग यू कैन सी हियर आल्सो. इनिशियली हियर द वैल्यू जो है ऑफ द कैर वैल्यू वाज एमेंड वैल्यू. नाउ द इट्स जो है द वैल्यू ऑफ द कैर वैल्यू इज D040, ओके. Now it's time to show in the debug mode, okay. So let me show you in the debug mode. Before that, we need to redeploy the application, because now I have made the change some in the application, so you need to redeploy the application. So how can we redeploy? So just you need to there is a command that is mqsi deploy mqsiapplybaroverride. Broker name, what type broker I am using, so I am using the IIB node 2, okay. What are the minus e, whatever the eg you are using, I am using IIB eg1. If you see here, I am using the broker IIB node 2, and that I am using the IIB eg1, and that basically I am just deploying the application, okay. So minus a, whatever the bar file you are going to deploy, just mention here. So I just copying the previous from the basically my bar file location, right. Let me copy from here and just paste here. Now there is a space coming. From this, there is a space coming. This will create issue. This I need to work on basically. Maybe because I have copied a space here. Now just now mqsi deploy broker name minus e minus a, whatever the bar file into, just apply it. Okay. It will take a few seconds, but it will go. Now you can see deploying the bar file this. Now that it has been deployed successfully. Okay. Now my bar file has been deployed. Okay. Now what I am to do, I need to check what is happening, right. Okay. Now let me open the message flow again. Now let me run the debugger and see what is happening. Now let me put some blank message, whatever the, no matter, just put the message. I just sent a message with the 0 size, just as a trigger. Now my flow has been triggered. Okay. Now you could see I have sent nothing a message. There is no XML because I have sent blank message. I just use the message to trigger the flow. Now I just let me go inside the compute mode. Compute node, you can see initially my external variable has been declared. You can under the schema, there is a schema. If you see here that IIB app variable dot msg flow, IIB app msg. Under the schema, I have just created a I have just created a char var, is external type and character. Okay, and value you can see it is D040 already showing. Why it is showing D040? Under the character, under the marriage, see the char var basically, and it is showing after character type under the value D040 setting. How it is showing? Because it is taking from my properties file. Basically, I have defined this in the properties file. I have defined this in the under mand value. This is 40, and mand value basically, if you see here, mand value, if you basically see here, it is already pointing to a char var, and char var I have just written the mand value as a 40, and it is taking mand value as a 40, and 40 he taking 40 and 40 against the char var, and char var is this. Okay, it already I have overwritten that. So this that's the reason it is taking already d040. Now d040 will be set here. Okay, let me just write that code, and if you go outside, just see the output node. So value have it till now. Let me what is happening. See, under data there is a d040. So this is a small way. What we have done, we have just created external variable, and you define the user properties, and we have set it in the override property, and we have just overridden the bar file and redeployed the bar file, and see, it's working fine. Now this is the one way. There is another way to do this thing. See, the basically what I have done, I have just declared the external variable and done this property. Now if you see, every nodes have some properties. If you go to mq input node, okay, this is there is a queue properties, connection name, mq parsing options, and lots of advanced everything properties have. These are the inbuilt properties of the every nodes have. Okay, if you go to compute node, there is also a property. There is a property of the data source name, and everything you can see here the properties. If you go to the uh, here the like that. In output node, there is also a property, the MQ connection name, request, and everything. There is a these are also for every node. There is a some inbuilt properties is there. Okay, we can also do one thing. We can also override the inbuilt properties of a node. We can also do override of the inbuilt properties of a particular node, any node. Okay, as per your wish. And this is also very small, very easy. Okay, let's take a scenario where this is the data source name. Basically, this is the IIB node ds. Okay, this is the data source. Okay, okay, this is the data source name, right? What I am doing, just what I am doing. Okay, let me do you. Basically, let's take an example. There is three environment. There is development environment. There is a testing environment, and there is a production environment. Okay, but data source name in the in the all in environment there is a different name. Okay, in the production data source name is like that IIB node ds. In the production in the testing environment they have written like that IIB node DST, the testing for. Okay, in the development environment they have written that IIB node DST. Okay, the data source development is. So they have written as per their convenient. Okay, but you know, basically the code has been developed in the development environment, right? After that it will come to the testing phase. After that it will to production live, right? The thing is that whatever we have developed in the development, we don't change any code in the, and we directly deploy into the testing environment. Okay, because if you make any change in the code in the development environment to testing environment, again we want to change some code and directly deploy into production environment, production people will never accept it. Okay? Production people will never accept this, because you will change the code in the testing environment and do in the production environment you change some code in the, because production people are expecting whatever you have done in development, whatever you have done testing in testing environment, just deploy that code. Don't make any changes, because if you are making any changes you need to make sure that you are testing that. Okay, that now you have now we have issue. Okay, because when the developer was developing the code, they have made the data source name as DSD. Now when they goes to the testing environment, they, because they want, they when they are going to use DSD, that will go error. Okay, now what we can do, we can do one thing. We can just one thing, we can To avoid this issue, we can do one thing. We can just write its generic name like that key, like that data source name, dat data source name. We can write like that simple data source name. Okay? And we will override that properties by the whatever the value. Okay, if it is a if it is a development, then I will do like that IIB node DST. If it is a testing, we will write IIB node DST. If it is a production, we will write DS. Okay, especially here I am going to use IIB node DS. Okay, we are going to we have the data source name currently at a broker that is assigned, that is the IIB node DS. Okay, now what we will do, we will override these properties with the IIB node DS. Now the thing is that once you override this property under the data source name, it will directly assign that this property. Okay, and we will go to deploy it. Now they once our code is done, there is a code ban jayega, then the development people came and so told this is the basically the property we are overriding. And then it will go the person whatever the inside present, they will agree, because we are just overriding property, we are not making any change. Once they will just convey by that we are just changing the properties, not making any change in the code. Okay, they will make some convey and they will make some agree. Okay, now the thing is that again they will go to the testing environment, they will write that IB node DST, you are using that, you are just overriding the properties. They will be agree. Again in come to production, they will go, we are overriding the property, they will be also agree. They will know it. So, and then they are not going to also do this thing, because they are just overriding the property, and you will know they will not keep you because they are not changing in the code. Okay. Now thing is that you have changed the property. If you similarly, if you want to change the, let's say I just was showing, you want to just change the queue name. Again here you can write it, you can also change also like that here, like the input, just I am showing, it is not necessary. I am input like that, simple like that. Okay. and and also here value is higher 13. Okay, right. Okay. So this is the 1 minute. Okay, now this is the basically value of the I have just written the input queue. Then in output queue also we can do things, same thing. Let me show you. Let me write that out dot queue, and we will override that for previous out dot out. Now we have overrided the four properties. Basically that the one, the main one, that with the D40 and data source name by the IV node DS, and the input node by the head routine, and the output queue by the head out. Okay. Now we will try one thing. Is do one thing. Let me just do a set output. Let me check our DB is working or not. That's the thing I want to show you. Let me XML NSC, and that under that let me give a result like that. Uh, Article detail, like what article, like article uh, details like that. Keep it till now, and after that let me give data. And let me, because we are selecting from database, then we need to give the list expression, because we are going to use data again. Let me do the select query, select star from database, and after that I have to give the data table name, arts healthy. No, it's okay. What we are doing, we are just basically we have a defined the property of the compute node by the some data source name, and we have set in the property statement IIB notice. So we need to basically check is it working or not. IIB node DS is working or not. Basically. Also, I have just input queue, but I will throw message into the var.in. Okay, and I just here mention the that output queue, but I have just mentioned here the var out. I will get the output in var.out. Okay. Now the thing is that I want to the print the in the edit output that output dot under XML, and under that I will just create a segmented article dot delta, and that I will just do a uh, under data I will just print the this value. Okay. Now let me build and save bar file and see what is it. Build and save the bar file. Now it's done. Okay. Now again same thing we are going to do. We have just saved the bar file. We are going to override the properties. So now let's do the override. mqsiapplybar override. You can see and value has been override by d040 and it only man value is override. My other has been not override. Let's check. This is my override properties. Okay. We open this one. In here. We open this one. Only it is showing man value. Okay. That's the reason it was showing this value that I have written here. It is not saved. Okay. So try to save it. See what is saving or not. Okay. Why it is not saved. Try to save it. File cannot be saved protected. Okay. We want to consider into. Okay. Okay. Got the point. Okay. Basically, my notepad was not in an administrator mode. Right. Well, no, that's the reason it was not saved. Now we see this time it was saved. We open the again file. Go to starting time it was saved. Open with notepad. Now this time you can see it is saved. Right. Now let me override that. Now you can and value is override with the d040 and data source we divided by no ts input q divided with the add.in and output q divided with there is 4 overridden happened, and also you can see there is a 4 overridden properties I have given. Okay. Now let me check here from itself mqsiapplybar read bar. You can see from here you can also read the what are property we have written. So you can see here now char value override by the d040 q is overridden by d var in, and q name output q name is overridden by the var.out. There are the 4 properties basically we have overridden. Right. Now let's see in debugger mode what is happening. Now we have just changed the properties and we have overridden the bar file with the properties file. You see what I have done here. mqsiapplybar override bar file name minus p property file name, and the property file name I have just written the one that meant value it is in the external variable. This is the data source name, this is the input queue, and this is the output queue. Okay. Now the thing is that I need to test it by the debugging it. Okay. For that I need to deploy the application. So let me deploy this application itself. Let me deploy the application. Where is that? mqsiapply deploy broker name and cg name. Let me deploy this. Now my application has been deployed successfully. Now let me launch the debugger. Yes. Now here the queue name is input.queue, but the I have written the property that var.in, so I will create the message in the var.in. Okay. So let me just trigger the blank message. I don't read any require. I just sent the blank message to invoke the flow. Okay. Now flow has been triggered. Let me go inside the computer now. It just you can see initially value has been loaded by T040. How it been taken? It has taken from the these properties. You can see manned value. Manned value is the I already have set it in the D040, the properties file, and that's the tagging is the D040. Okay. Now let me again move forward. Now it's in the output node. You can see the under the XML and the data it is showing D040. Right. Now let me move the another. Now this flow has been also triggered, and if you see here the XML and the article details, all the article details has been sent. Right. So now our data source name is also working fine. If the data source name was not working fine, then this flow should not trigger. अगर मेरा डाटा सोर्स काम नहीं करता तो ये लाइन नहीं चलता कभी भी भाई। क्यों? क्योंकि ये क्या कर रहा है, सिलेक्ट स्टार फ्रॉम डाटाबेस डॉट आर्टिकल डिटेल्स। मैंने मेरा जो है कोई भी एक मेरा जो एप्लीकेशन है लिंक है डाटा सोर्स से, मेरा एप्लीकेशन लिंक है किससे, डाटा सोर्स से। उस डाटा सोर्स से इंफॉर्मेशन ले रहा है। और डाटा सोर्स क्या है, डाटा सोर्स मतलब एक जो है टेबल, कोई डाटाबेस से मेरा एप्लीकेशन जो है लिंक डाटा बेस से है और डाटाबेस लिंक है डाटा सोर्स से। बेसिकली हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोग जो है अपना ब्रोकर को एक डाटा सोर्स से एसोसिएट करते हैं। और डाटा सोर्स बेसिकली क्या होता है, मेरा जो है एप्लीकेशन में लिंक होता है। ओके, तो क्या होता है उस वो दिस हेल्प अस टू फेच द डाटा। अगर कोई भी अगर देखा जाए कि ओडीबीसी कनेक्टिविटी क्या होता है, ओडीबीसी कनेक्टिविटी क्या होता है, बेसिकली हम लोग क्या करते हैं, वी इंस्टॉल ए डाटाबेस, राइट। डाटाबेस इंस्टॉल करने के बाद क्या होते हैं, हम लोग क्या करते हैं, वी विल बेसिकली हम लोग अपना जो है सिस्टम में जाकर अंडर द कंसोल पैनल we will just let me show you just 1 minute brief. And if you go to console panel, right, console panel, control panel, right, of control panel, the under that if you see here under the administrative tool, under the this basically what we do, let me show this one under system DSL. If you see what I have done, whatever the database I have installed, whatever the database installed, उसका क्या करते हैं वहां पर उसका यूजर नेम, पासवर्ड और का जो हम दे देते हैं, ताकि मेरा जो है अब ये जो है, और ये जो डाटा सोर्स नेम क्या होता है, डाटा सोर्स नेम कुछ भी नहीं होता। डाटा सोर्स नेम एक अपना नाम से कुछ भी नाम देते हैं ताकि इसको हम ब्रोकर से एसोसिएट कर पाए। ओके, तो हम क्या करते हैं, अपना जो ओडीसी कनेक्टिविटी में डाटाबेस को जितना भी इंफॉर्मेशन होता है उसका डिटेल्स देते हैं और कनेक्शन को सक्सेसफुल कर देते हैं। ओके, उसका उस सारा चीज को स्ट्रक्चर को हम एक नाम दे दिए डाटा सोर्स से आईआईबी नोट डीएस, और इस आईआईबी नोट डीएस को हम क्या करते हैं, जो एसोसिएट कर देते हैं ब्रोकर में, और मेरा एप्लीकेशन जो है वर्किंग फाइन, उसके अंदर जो जो एप्लीकेशन चलता है वो वर्क फाइन करता है। राइट, तो सेम काम हमने यहाँ पर किया था, सेम हमने जो है यहाँ पर देख सकते हैं। तो हमने यहाँ पर जो है अपने डाटा सोर्स का नाम अगर देख पाए, लेट मी शो यू। ओके, डाटा सोर्स का नाम हमने यहाँ पर रखा था आईबी नोट डीएस होना चाहिए, बट यहाँ पर आईबी नोट डीएस इसलिए नहीं रखा कि अलग अलग इन्वायरमेंट अलग अलग वैल्यू है, इसलिए हमने लिख दिया यहाँ पर डाटा सोर्स नेम लिख दिया, और डाटा सोर्स के नेम का वैल्यू हमने आईबी नोट डीएस प्रॉपर्टीज फाइल में ओवरराइड कर दिया, प्रॉपर्टीज फाइल में ओवरराइड कर दिया। राइट, नाउ मेरा जैसे ही प्रॉपर्टीज फाइल से ओवरराइड हो चुका है, तो मेरा देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पर जो है वैल्यू जो है आईबी नोट डीएस का जो है यहाँ पर प्रॉपर्टीज डाटा सोर्स नो में आईबी डाटा सोर्स नेम में जो है आईबी नोट डीएस का वैल्यू जो है असाइन हो चुका है। राइट, तो यहाँ पर देख सकते हैं कि जो है हमने यहाँ पर जैसे ही लाइन चला इस कोड का, ये मेरा जो है जैसे ही लाइन चला ये, तो क्या किया, ये लाइन जैसे ही चला उसका से ये जो मेरा जो है आउटपुट नोड में जाकर आर्टिकल डिटेल्स के अंदर में उसका डाटा के अंदर में जो है सारा टेबल का जो वैल्यू है स्टोर कर दिया। सारा टेबल टेबल की वैल्यू कौन सी आर्टिकल, सारा टेबल की जो वैल्यू जो है स्टोर कर दिया है। ओके, नाउ दिस वी विल प्रिंट दिस इन द आउटपुट। लेट मी मूव फॉरवर्ड, यू कैन सी हैर डॉट आउट में आपको ये रिजल्ट मिलेगा। तो मैं लेट मी ब्राउज द लेटेस्ट मैसेज, स्टार्ट ब्राउज, let me again trigger the flow, might be that's the write message forward go to out outcome is blank. Okay. Let me see why this is happening. Hello. Let me see why this is happening. Basically, this is the basic flow. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me comment this might be the decision issue was happening. You comment this and again and to override this. But you can see after debugging, you may see same thing. We just hit the flow. Once I go into computer, again, but you can see this value was getting stored here, right? So that might be the reason that we are storing to at under without a parent. Basically, we need a parent to store this. At least we need after that some parent to store into output. But we are not giving any parent here. There is not must be require a parent to store some child. Okay, but we are not giving here. So that might be the reason. Maybe we are not getting something in output. But you need to know the concept basically what is happening. That's the main thing, right? So that's the reason. That's the all about the today lecture. Just modify that. It will work fine. Okay. Now see the basically all about the. You just try the thing what I am doing. Just let me recommend you what I you need to do. Basically, you just remove this and try to just run this and again. But if you are modifying that, you need to just again override the properties and do things. It will work fine. Let me do this for you. Okay. Let me again build and save the bar file. Okay. Again, override the properties. Now again, let me read the bar file. So again, it will deploy the application. Now, okay, get the machine properties. Property will not overridden, right? You can see your input queue is showing, your output queue is showing. So it will not overridden, right? We'll do one thing. Let me again override it. We'll see the bar file and it override. Hidden. Let me see. Right. Now let me deploy. Oh, it is already deployed. Now let me already cover is last. Write the message. Just return the message. We go inside the code. This has been line written. Under the article, we have the details of data table. Right now, in the output, let's see the value. Okay. But there is some issue happening in between. I need to find out why it is happening. there is a properties is something what you is properties had it out, but here had out and which I have maybe I have written in the wrong name. I don't know why this is happening. You need to check. Okay, this is basically what were the properties, right? Yes. You need to just try to find out and answer that why this is happening. But it is all okay. Okay, I see. Just you need to it's a small thing, right? Anything I need to show how it is working. And I show you. This is all about the external variable. Okay. What we have learned as external variable, we have learned that how we can how we can declare the external variable, and after that we need to set some value against the external variable, and after that we will see how it's working. Okay. Let me show you one thing. If I uninitialize and if you try to deploy it, it will not work. Let me show you. Now let me deploy it. It will throw an error. See, it is saying that you see here it is saying that see, user defined attribute must be initial value expression, right? So you need to basically initialize some value right here. And it's initializing maybe blank, right? So this is all about the external variable. In external variable, we have just get two things. First thing, we can just write a variable external variable, and we can use the user defined properties and write any value. We can apply your choice. We will write that value in the properties file, and we will override that property, right? There is another way. There are a few user defined properties already given. You can do one thing. You can just go to that properties, and you can just do the compute node, and you can start in data source name whatever the properties you want to override. You can just do override of that property by giving any name. These are things basically we can do. This is basically concept of the overriding and reading and deploying the var file. Okay, this is all about the user defined properties. Okay, so now this is basically we have learned about the external property. So वीडियो अच्छा लगा तो वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, और चैनल पर नए हैं तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। फिर मिलते हैं एक नए वीडियो के साथ। टाटा बाय बाय, सी यू सून, थैंक यू ऑल।